Canva just added a bunch of new features that actually help content creators. I'll show you which ones caught my eye, including a few that are hidden. The first one that caught my attention is called Magic Layers, and it will take a flat image like a thumbnail and turn it into editable layers. This is pretty amazing. First, you're going to upload your design into Canva. If you don't know how to do this, let me know in the comments and I will link you to a video that explains that. Click on the image, click on Edit, right under Magic Studio, Magic Layers. We're going to click on it and let AI work its magic. Basically, what it's doing is separating all of these different layers so that we can edit them. Something really important to know is that this is a Canva Pro feature. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there is a little bit of ugly with this feature. The good is that it is an amazing way to fix a design you've already made without starting over. It's also really great when you've got a thumbnail that's got arrows or yourself, or there's multiple parts in an image that you want to reuse again. If you just have one thing, Magic Grab will be your best bet, which is located in the same area under Magic Studio, and you just click over to Magic Grab. But if you want more than one thing, Magic Layers is amazing. I shared with my channel members in a live the other day about this feature, and Vera says it best. Magic Layers rocks. It really does. When it works great, it is amazing. The bad. This doesn't always separate things the way you want them to. This looks great, actually. It's fine that it removed the bit that it removed, but if I go to this one, you will notice, actually it kept it on that one. So it may be something that they're still working on, but the front of this isn't here. And yesterday when I played around this feature, it was gone. I've noticed that sometimes logos go away. There's just a bunch of different things that can happen, and you're not going to know what you're going to get until you actually use the feature on the image you want to use it on. Now the ugly. This feature is very addictive. You're going to want to use this over and over and over again. You might think, what's bad about that? Well, here's the thing. It appears that this feature is part of Canva's premium AI credits, which means that you only have a limited number of uses each month to be able to use Magic Layers. There is a very important update on this with feature number 5, so you're definitely going to want to stick around for that, because the last thing you want when you're making thumbnails or something for your videos is to run out of credits in the middle of designing something. Something really important to know is that this feature is in public beta and it is rolling out to English accounts first. If you don't see it and your account isn't set to English, try setting it to English to see if you have access, but don't quote me on it because it might not work. The bottom line for Magic Layers is that it is useful, but it's definitely not perfect yet. This next feature is something I use just about every single time I design a YouTube thumbnail. This is actually the third update to something involving grouping in the last 3 months or so. I'm not going to go over what those other two are, but I will leave that resource in the description box below if you want to check out the other videos on this feature. If you're not familiar with grouping, it's where you can put together a bunch of items so that you can move them around and size them, and they do that as one. Before this update, I would have had to have ungrouped everything here to be able to move this little thing in the corner that I wanted to move. The other problem with it in groups is that I can't actually really get to that third thing because I'm in the way. What Canva's done is updated this. So I'm going to go to Position and Layers. Here is the layer that I would like to work in that is grouped. We can click down on this, and then I can click on the layer that I would like to move and just slightly move it to wherever I want. It's still in the group, but I was able to move it very easily. Why does this matter for YouTube thumbnails? What if I want to make the subject, aka Snazzy Vegan Life, what if I want to make her a little bit bigger? A quick tip to get to the Layers panel is to use Alt-1. So Alt-1, and it's automatically going to open up on the Layers panel. It is highlighted in purple, meaning that that's what I already have selected. We're going to click the down arrow, and I'm going to click on Sharon and move her, make her a little bit bigger and move her. And now I can close out of that, and that looks fantastic. Thumbnails by nature are layered, so this is going to help us when things are grouped together, edit one thing within the group without disrupting everything else. Do I want to spend time going click, ungroup, click, fix this, move that, and then potentially regroup again? Do I want to spend time doing that when I could find what I want and then make the adjustment? That was faster. Snazzy Vegan says it best. I like that you can edit each layer without having to ungroup and then group again. She got early access to this because she's a channel member. Sometimes I go live to channel members and show them features early. If that sounds like something that you would like to get access to, then click the join button and I'll see you in the channel membership. Later on today, I'm going to show you a brand new feature within Canva's video editor, but first, we're going to go to the Canva homepage so that I can show you something really cool that's happened with Canva AI. We're on Canva's homepage, and you're going to switch it from your designs, not to templates, but to Canva AI. Conversational photo editing is where you describe what you want in a simple way, and it's going to pull up the tool that you need. There are 3 tools that this works for. First, we're going to insert a file for reference. Plus, I could add it from Canva, but I'm just going to click upload here. I think I'll use this picture. Describe what you want in simple language. So let's say that I know that I want to separate the person from the background, and I don't know what the tool is, but I know that that's what I want it to do. I want to separate the person with the purse from the background. And now we're going to click submit. It's thinking. Instead of me having to open up this picture inside a design, instead of me having to know to click edit image and the tool that I need to be able to do that, what it's done is recognized that what I need is Magic Grab. Just click below and you'll jump right into the editor to continue. Use Magic Grab. Magic Grab is a Canva Pro feature. This is fantastic. We're just going to open it up, and guess what? It's already set it up so that it is in Magic Grab, and it's already set it up so that it's in click mode, so I can just click what I want and then grab it. This is so fast. I love it. Next, we're going to try it with autofocus, and I'm going to grab this one. I don't know what it's going to do. I've not tried this, but I am going to use the word focus because I think that's something that someone may say. Focus on the tomatoes. On it, I'll set things up to keep the tomatoes in focus and blur the background. Give me a moment while I redirect you to the photo editor, and then you can click use autofocus. It's going to open it up right in autofocus. And let's see. Autofocus is actually a little difficult to get right. This may not have been the best example, but you see the point. You ask it to do something and it's going to suggest the right tool. What if I say make this image fuzzy because I don't want to try to use the word that it knows and just see what it says. Sure thing. I'll get you set up to make your image fuzzy. Hang tight while I redirect you to the photo editor. Use blur. It's automatically setting it up. It's setting it up for brush, or I can blur the whole image. And then I can click out of it, and now it's blurred for me. This helps you get to the right tool faster. I think it's really great for beginners. This conversational photo editing is pretty much everywhere, except it does exclude China. Oh, and I have a link in the description for you to give Canva Pro a try if you're wanting to use it to try Magic Grab. This next one works the same way, except for instead of sending you to the tool, it does it right inside of this box. Let's click on plus, upload. We're going to use this image. Someone may not know the terminology crop, or they may not know one-to-one or anything like that, but they do recognize or may use the term square. Turn this into a square image. This works best when the image is simple and there's not a lot of extra stuff on it. Here's your image cropped to a square format. And now you will see that it is square. I find this really helpful when you're doing something like a screenshot and you want that screenshot to be thumbnail size or the 16:9 size that you need for your video, but also to crop it to a square for YouTube community posts. Basically, it gives you a really fast starting point to get it to the right size without having to go into a design if you don't need to do anything extra to it. You can open this up into a design. So use Canva Editor. It's going to open it up into that square size, and you will be able to make adjustments there. For example, if the crop wasn't exactly how you wanted it, you could double click it and just slide it however you would like. There is one thing to note. Sometimes when you have something that is a little more complex, it's going to try to do more than just crop it. Got it. I'll crop your image to a square. Just a minute while I change that. Okay, that's great. It did crop it to a square, but then conversationally I said, can you slide it over to the left so it's cropped with the person and burger on it? It slid it over, but clearly it did some work and moved the Canva logo over a little bit, and it got rid of everything involved. And in this case, when I do click on this and use Canva Editor, it's not going to let me slide it over even more because it is 100% cropped. So just keep an eye on that. Just like the last feature, cropping in Canva AI is not available in China. Did you know that Canva Create is coming out soon? And what that means is that we're probably about to get a lot of new features, many of which I'm hoping will be useful for us as content creators. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter because I will be sending out emails right before I'm about to go live on the day of Canva Create and probably the day after as well, just because I want to be able to share these new features with you. This next feature is definitely one of the most hidden out of all of the updates today, and that's the Premium AI Tracker. Canva gives users a shared allowance between all of the Premium AI features. Different features use different amounts. For example, Magic Layers uses more, while something like Image Generator uses less. I'll leave some resources in the description about this, including a dedicated video I made before we got this new tool. And let me just say, I went on a rant. What is the Premium AI Tracker? It is a tool that gives you a better idea of how much Premium AI you've actually used and when it resets. This matters because as a content creator, you never want to run out of credits while you're in the middle of designing a YouTube thumbnail of something that's coming out later that day. It's also where having Canva Pro matters a lot more. And I say that because I have a free account and I have a pro account. My free account, I use Magic Layers one time, and it took 25% of my AI credits. For Canva Pro, it appears, and I'm just speculating here, that it took 2%. Go to your profile and then click on Settings. You're going to scroll down to Billing, and on that page, you'll scroll down and you can see your premium AI tracker there. You'll be able to see how much you've used so far and when it resets. Before you go and get upset and angry at me for relaying this news that it's a percentage and not a number, let me explain why I think it is. So each tool that we use that uses premium AI uses a different amount. Because of that, they can't give us a set number, right? Because what if someone only uses a tool that uses less of the AI? But someone else only uses the one that uses more. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, they could give us a total number and then we could watch that total number go down. I don't know. All I know is that this is better than what we had before, because before we didn't know when we were even close to running out. The other thing that they have decided to do is that we're going to get a notification if we're close. That's helpful if you don't want to keep checking. But for me, I'm going to check this pretty much every single time I finish using Canva, just so that I know what my percentage is and how much time I have left. When I started filming today, I actually had 0% credits used. It reset, so I had 0%. I'm going to put up a thing during the segment of how many AI credits I actually used while filming today, just to give you an idea, because I don't know what it's going to be. In the email that I received, it said that they were starting to roll this out on March 16th. I'm not sure whether they mean it's going to be a quick rollout or whether it's slow rollout. So if you don't see it yet, know that it is coming. I just wanted to let you know what it looked like and where you can find it, just to make life easier for you. And that brings me to this thought. Taking time to learn a new feature can use a lot of premium AI credits. So if you are going through the time and you see that it's close to the reset date and you still have plenty left, you can use that time to play around. That's what I plan to do anyway. Now, this next feature is inside Canva's video editor. You need to make sure that you're on your Designs tab on the homepage and then click on Video. And for this, we're just going to choose a landscape video, and then I'm going to open up a template that's got a lot of elements on it. You can click play right there. You can even take this and move it up and down. To be fully transparent with you, I do not use Canva's video editor because all of the tracks, to be able to see all of the tracks, you have to bring it up so far, and then you can't see your actual video. So that's why I don't really use it. But if you do use it, this next feature is really going to be helpful for you. You can select multiple things. So I use Shift and then my left mouse button here. You can move them on the timeline. The other thing that you can do, which I find even more helpful, is to go to Position and Layers and then select what you want to move from there. And then you can move those. Watch the playlist on your screen to get the latest updates from Canva, your Creator Bestie out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.